Hi, my name is Derrick Brown, and I am one of the managing principals and founders of the Commercial Loan Broker Institute. So your first thought is, well, what's the Commercial Loan Broker Institute? Well, it is a platform that enables bankers, mortgage brokers, other finance community folks, whether you're CPA, existing or past, present. It is a platform that enables you to launch your own successful brokerage. And by the way, we're not regionally bound or locally bound, we're national. So but before we begin, I'd like to just say this to you all. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you keep getting what you got. You've heard that. In 2025, 2026, there are opportunities. As we know, a lot of banks are merging. There's a lot of banks that are laying off people. They're closing branches. Well, the point is, what do you do after that? Well, you can go look for another job at another bank, or you can do something different. Check us out, commercialloanbrokerinstitute.com. Better yet, let's have a conversation. We actually happen to be based in Denver, Colorado. That's our home base. We also have offices in the state of Florida, and we also have offices in the state of Texas. What I'd like to share with you today, I'd love to have a conversation about bankers and mortgage brokers. If you're looking to do something different in the coming new year, right now we're coming to a close of 2025 and 2026 is starting. The world has changed the way things used to be done. As a matter of fact, they change every day. When are you ready to make your change? If you're a former banker or an existing banker or a mortgage broker or been in that industry, let me talk to you real quickly about entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Well, as an entrepreneur, I sometimes get offended because a lot of folks will say, oh, he's just self-employed. It happens a lot when you're talking to bankers or you're applying for a loan for whether it's a mortgage or a car or whatnot. First thing they're going to say, oh, you're self-employed. Well, I have to correct people. I'm not self-employed. I'm an entrepreneur. So in the spirit of entrepreneurship, let me break that down for you. Self-employment is working for yourself, while entrepreneurs is the process for creating and growing a scalable business. Think about that. Let me share with you some of the attributes of self-employment. Working for yourself, freelancer, independent contractor, directly exchanging personal skills or services for income. That's what self-employed people do. Sometimes they call it side hustle. Well, I don't have a side hustle. I'm an entrepreneur. Let me share some of those key characteristics. Well, creating, developing, and managing a new business venture, often with the goal of innovation and scalability. Higher financial risk on the entrepreneur side requires significant capital and strategy planning. Well, as an entrepreneur, I pay taxes. I pay into the tax base. I have employees. I pay for insurance. That's not what self-employed people do. And by the way, let me leave you with this one thought. Every big thing had a small beginning. Well, let's validate that. Let's think of some companies that actually achieved that. Oh, how about Apple or Microsoft? Well, let's go even current. Meta, Amazon, Tesla, and there's many, many more. Let's go old school. Well, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. How about some of these top mortgage companies? They all had a small beginning. So don't ever forget that. Now, those of you who have always been a little bit shy of becoming an entrepreneur, here's your opportunity. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you keep getting what you got. It's time for you to learn more about becoming a commercial loan broker. Our playground is national. And yes, we are what we call entrepreneurs. We have a platform. And by the way, we happen to be #1 in the country. We've been around since 2016, and we help former bankers, former CPAs, former mortgage folks to become independent commercial loan brokers. Well, how do we do that? Well, we help you to launch your own successful independent commercial loan brokerage. Starts out with what we call a boot camp. We actually have used and leveraged the analogy of, military. It's called boot camp. You have to learn some of the basic principles. And what we do, we show you and teach you how to do that. So we don't, and for probably the lack of a better way of saying it, we're not going to fish for you. We're going to teach you how to fish so you can be successful. But we start out with a boot camp and then it goes on beyond that. We have a saying in our company, your net worth should have a direct impact from your network. Well, you're not going to go this walk alone. We're going to help you to achieve your goals. We're going to stay with you. Once you're a part of the Commercial Loan Broker Institute family, we become colleagues for lifetime, as long as you want. We're going to help you with your success from your branding, your marketing. We're going to give you the language. We're going to give you the resources. We work with lending partners all across this country. And yes, we work with those that most brokers don't even know who these folks are, but we have lending partners in commercial real estate, commercial equipment, and commercial capital, which includes factoring. I was reading some of the banker news feeds, and one that kind of got my attention was I ended up getting some information from Prospect Rock Partners. According to analysis from Prospect Rock Partners, many banks are undergoing right-sizing. Rather than panic cuts, they're trimming less critical roles while preserving client-facing or revenue-generating units. Well, we know what that's called. That's called attrition. According to the American Banker, and you can Google this stuff or do your own research, you know what's going on in your own banks. According to American Banker, some banks continue to pursue multi-year restructuring, like Citigroup, etc., which includes significant headcount reduction. Now, some of the things that we all know, a lot of, the banks beefed up a lot of their employees post-pandemic. Well, now that a lot of the branches are closing and a lot of banks are merging, a lot of bankers are kind of trying to, or maybe scratching their heads and trying to figure out what's next. We might have a solution for you. And by the way, talking is free. Give us a call at the Commercial Loan Broker Institute. Let's have a conversation. This is not for everybody, but this might be an opportunity for you.